or don't pay any attention to or need reminding of. So, this is one of the books you'll want to have. But if you don't have it, if you're unable to get it before you visit us, then we have a copy here. This is a version that I made for my daughter, so it's very special to me.
And me.
She still uses it for, like, you just did cursive writing. The Art of War. Very important book to have for the mind. And how to know your enemy, how to conquer your enemy, and how to confuse your enemy. As a matter of fact, let me just talk about the enemy real quick. Okay, yes, here it is. The easiest way to recognize your enemy, because your enemy is usually Hukaya. Your number one enemy, you said. Your number one enemy. Yeah, but you said something else. It was your first answer, and I was like, actually, yeah, that's right. Who's your number one enemy? Before I confused you, you said it. No, you said myself.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, your number one enemy is yourself. But yeah, someone who, like she said, someone who confuses you. She's right twice today. Yeah, she's giving good tips twice today that your number one enemy is usually yourself. You are in your way. And then your other enemy is someone who hinders you. So a lot of people think that, your friends are your friends because they've done something for you, or they are doing something for you, or because you guys have been friends for a really, really long time, or whatever the reason case may be. But anytime that they are hindering your progress or delaying you and trying to get you to venture off into what they want or what they expect from you, then it is a delay in your progress and a further development of their own. You two should be working together. So that person is not a friend to you. Consider them an enemy because they are delaying. Unless there's a lesson to be learned in their progress. If you see like your friend that you admire, I always follow people who I admire or look up to, because why would I follow someone who don't share the same values or that I don't admire or aspire to be better than? So if your friend is not someone that you aspire to be like, then that is also a key that, I don't need to be following this person or their ways. Another way to, my page turned again. To recognize your enemy is any type of progress that you are trying to make. If they are not trying to help you overcome those obstacles or meet you on the path to also join you on your journey, you guys are on the same mission and they're trying to delay you once again. Anything or anyone that is defeating your progress. You can also use those situations as footstools. So how do you use the enemy as your footstool? Okay, let's say that something has been placed in your path that has delayed you. Use that time of delay. Hey, am I not doing video? Oh. Use that time of it, but I appreciate you cooking though. Okay, use that time to re-strategize, to observe, to be observant, to sit in peace. Yeah, use those opportunities to strategize for when you are ready to face the circumstance or situation. So I always say, thank your enemies, keep your friends close and your enemies closer, because they will teach you a lot about yourself, and they will also show you who they are. And the best way to see that is to have them close to you. You can see the delay as time to reevaluate or as a challenge for yourself to help elevate you or help you evolve. And the one thing that I wanted to share, how to confuse your enemy, because you know that you have a lot of people around you, haters, whatever you want to call them. Your enemy is a hater. Yes, they don't want to see you succeed. They are jealous. They are envious of you for whatever reason, and they don't see that you are not a threat to them. There is no threat. I'm on my own own journey. I have my own purpose and people who I am supposed to connect with. And then you two are on your journey. And so we're not in competition with each other. We're here to serve the same purpose to a different set of people or a different time period. So there is no competition. We're not fighting with each other. We're in collaboration with each other, and we are working together. So if your enemy cannot see that, then they don't know themselves. And then that means that they're beneath you. So you really don't have to worry about them in the first place. I'm speaking to myself. That I had to remind myself a lot of, I don't even know why I'm spending time here because there's nothing to learn from this. This person cannot reach me unless I allow them to. Unless there's something I'm trying to come down to relearn from them, and there's really no need for me to settle back down and try to connect with that person. Just allow them to watch you continue to climb, and then you send the elevator back down in hopes that they'll figure themselves out to join you. But the way that I best, I guess, confuse myself or confuse my enemy, or to not be so needy on like modern technology, which I notice when I get a need to use my computer or my phone, that's when I get most frustrated with myself because it goes against my natural nature of writing. I love writing, and also confusing the enemy by making your enemy think that you care about something that you absolutely do not care about. So what do I mean by that? Okay, making your enemy think that this thing is very, very important to you, and you focus on this thing in front of your enemy like, I gotta get this done, oh my gosh, I'm so overwhelmed with this. Meanwhile, while your enemy is thinking that you're focusing on this thing right here, and your enemy is also trying to figure out, why is this thing so important to her? Well, I'm gonna figure out a way to derail her and da-da-da-da. While your enemy is over here trying to figure this thing out, you be over quietly in the corner with your computer and your phone and everything else turned off, working on what you really care about, working on what really matters. Spending those wee hours with the candle burning and incense burning alone with yourself so that nobody else knows what you're working on. Like this thing is your baby. You have to treat your dream and your vision or your business, your ideas as your baby. Like you hold on to them. You wouldn't let anybody watch them or anybody just mishandle them and mistreat them. So in an effort to protect you and your vision or your dream, then you don't put out to the world what you're really trying to accomplish. You put out to the world maybe bits and pieces. And those haters who are listening or trying to vibrate on your frequency, that's all that they can get a hold of. Then when you are working on yourself quietly in the background while they are paying attention to these distractions here, you have the time to elevate yourself with those things that really matter to you. Once the enemy realizes that, hey, she stopped crying. Hey, I'm not hurting her anymore. I'm not hurting her anymore. Hey, I think I've lost hope. What's going on? You're already done. You're finished. And looking back at him like, I told you the victory was already won back there. Yeah. So those are my tidbits on what came after reading The Art of War. I think I read this book 3 times, but not straight through, just like phases that I was in my life. I've read it that many times. And what I've gotten to this point that I didn't really see enough of in this book is how to confuse your enemy. Because the enemy is always trying to confuse you. You have to know who your enemy is. Your emotions will tell you who your enemy is. A lot of us only go off of a few emotions. Sadness, kindness, like these few generosity. But there are so many different emotions that you have to call them by their name. Jealousy, envy, hatred, anger, animosity, all these things, distractions, energy or spirit of distraction, all these things you have to call them out and bind them. And so that they are not, we bind these things in your mind as you also bind them in the physical